Sorry? It's Friday? It's Friday! Woo! Which means I'm your Friday Queen of the Week. It's me, Lady P. Friday, Friday, woo! So girls, what a fun week I have had. I don't know about yous. Last week, getting to know everybody was absolutely brilliant. This week, it's been great finding out all the backgrounds of everybody, what they think and where they come from. But I'm just so overwhelmed at how lovely all you guys have been to my last video post. So keep them up. I love you. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. So, as you can tell, I'm not an American, honey. I ain't no American. So I come all the way here from sunny Belfast, okay, which is in Northern Ireland. So you've got the whole of Ireland, and then you've got Britain beside it, and Northern Ireland is governed by Britain, and then the south of Ireland obviously is under their own rule. So that's what all the sort of heartache and upset is, because the north of Ireland wants to stay, some of the people in the north want to stay in the north, and some people in the south and the north want to be the one sort of thing, the one island. So that's what all the upset was for the 30 odd years, which was terrible, I must say. I'll tell you some stories about that, and like growing up and the troubles and things like that there. So there's so many people that will call themselves Irish, and so many people call themselves British and what have you. Do you know what? I'm just happy to be alive, so I am. It's lovely that whenever I go away, there's so many people when they find out that you're from Ireland, they're all like, oh my God, you're from Ireland? Yeah, I'm from Ireland too. And you're like, oh, were you really? No, I've never been in my entire life. Or the woman that was over in Toronto, and this woman stopped me outside a shop, and she was like, oh my gosh, are you Irish? Are you like 100% Irish? Was your mother Irish and your father Irish? And I was like, yeah, and she went, oh my goodness, I just have to apologize on behalf of all my people, because you think the African slave trade was bad? Well, honey, there was nothing as bad as the Irish slave trade. I had never heard of the Irish slave trade in my life, to be honest with you. So she goes off on one, bawling her eyes out, about the terrible treatment of the Irish coming over as slaves. And she goes, I'm apologising on behalf of my people. And I was like, because she was getting really wound up, I said to her, I don't really like to talk about it. Really gets me very upset. And every day I hold prayer vigils for my forefathers and ancestors who died in those boats. It's very upsetting. Let's not talk about it. And she started bawling her eyes out, so it's very funny. But it's amazing that whenever I do shows stateside or in Canada, that everybody is Irish. They've all got a connection here and a connection there, and their third auntie's dog's cousins bit somebody from Ireland, and that makes them Irish. So it's hilarious. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be part of it. So that's what I love. It's wonderful to come from where I come from, because I can relate to the whole of Ireland, but I can also relate very well to Great Britain as well. So the lovely thing is that so many great things have come from the UK and Ireland. So some of the very famous things you've got from Ireland, the wonderful Celtic stories, myths and legends that have flown all around the world, these stories, which are great. We have in Northern Ireland, we have one of the natural wonders of the world, the Giant's Causeway, which is really amazing. So you should look it up online if you can't, if you don't know what it is. It's like rocks that are in hexagonal shapes and everything. It's phenomenal. And that's why it's a natural wonder of the world, because I wonder how that ever happened. Other things to have come from Ireland, of course, Jedward. I don't know if you get Jedward out there, but they are hilarious. They're twin brothers, and they're like 20 odds, and they've never grown up. Google them. They are a trip. They are just so fun and energetic. I love them. They're love-hate. So some people really love them, some people really hate them. And then when it comes to sort of the UK and things, you've got the likes of William Shakespeare was born in the UK. North, South, UK, we have been going for thousands of years. So we have buildings that are older than time. I think they were here before Jesus ever put Adam and Eve on the earth, or if you believe it, before the aliens came down and sort of like whatever suits you. Um, it's great. It's really wonderful to come from here, and that's why I love it, because you're being in Northern Ireland. I'm so close to the rest of Europe. I can go across to Italy, France, Spain, whatever. It's 2, 3 hours in a plane, a 1 hour flight, and I'm in London. London at the minute is just going nuts because over here we have got the Olympics are coming. So I was over in London there a couple of weeks ago, as I said before, doing some screen testing, which was very exciting. Um, and I've been to the Olympic Stadium, so it's amazing. The tube stop, we got off, we had a little walk around the Olympic Stadium. It is just phenomenal. In that Olympic Stadium, they have the world's largest McDonald's. So that's a little fact that we've got the world's largest McDonald's. And we also have the Queen's Jubilee is happening this year. So any of you in Canada, so you are still under Britain and stuff like that there, so you still have the Queen and everything. But I must say, I there's a real split in the camp about the Queen and the royal family and everything like that there. Genuinely, I think they're great. I do. Um, the Queen is in her 60th year of being on the throne. She was in Belfast, so she was in Northern Ireland like last week. I drove past her in my car. She was going that way in the motorway. I was going up this way, and I drove past her, and I couldn't believe it. The Queen of England drove past me in a car. It was ridiculous. It was great. I was in love, absolutely, absolutely love Princess Di. I just thought she was the best thing to hit the royal family since they began, basically. She then gave us William and Harry, who are great. And as I said, I have performed for the members of the royal family, and I performed for her grandchildren. I'm not going to say who they are, but I have done private dinner parties for for some of the members of the royal family, which was great. It was a real trip. So much fun was had at that night, because they do have a good sense of humour. So you've now poor Diana, who was taken from us at 35, 36. I actually was devastated. And now you've got the lovely Kate. So Kate is the next best thing from Princess Di, because everybody over here loves her. She's really fashionable, she's really friendly, she's so approachable. She does all the things that Diana used to do, gets down into the middle of everybody, touches everybody. She's sleeping rough. I heard on the radio, I think in a couple of weeks, that she's actually going to be sleeping out with homeless people just to experience what they. So, some fun facts about Belfast, the city that I live in. So, have you heard of the Titanic? Well, when I look out, when I look out my bedroom window, I see the shipyard that built the Titanic. So very, very exciting. And I have family members who helped to build the Titanic. I have also family members who were on the Titanic. One family member who survived. So we built the Titanic, which was great. We also, at one stage, were the largest production of linen anywhere in the world. We supplied linen. This is in the sort of boating and shipping days all around the world. So Belfast was a real industry. It was like a real captain of industry with Irish linen, and it went all around the world. There was linen mills everywhere, and we were the leaders in that. And the funny thing is, I worked on an Irish radio station, which was brilliant. I loved it. It was called Fela FM, and Fela is the Irish word for festival, and it started around a festival, so that was great. I'll tell you. I don't really know any Irish, but I'll tell you this funny story. When I went in, I like to spot opportunities, and if you can see that you can get yourself into somewhere by offering something a wee bit different. So there they had this radio station, and they were looking for new ideas of shows. So as I said before about Elaine Page, I love Elaine Page. I think she's great. West End and Broadway star. She's actually over on Broadway at the minute. So I approached them and I said, do you have an opening for a musical theatre show? And they said they didn't have a musical theatre show. And I said, well, listen, I can fit into any time slot that you want. I can do mornings, afternoons, evenings. And I got the 9:30. No, I got the 10. What did I get? 10 to midday. So I was on 10 to midday. So a 2 hour slot, musical theatre, and it was all camp, high variety. And what I did was I chatted about what I was up to that week and what I was doing and what my plans were for the weekends and where I was gigging, and it was great. But I learned some great Irish there. But I'm going to tell you this really funny story. When I went for the interview, my uncle said to me, "Oh, it's an all Irish speaking radio station. Do you know Irish?" And I was like, no, I don't know. I don't think it is an all Irish speaking station, because I'd heard from somebody who I'd heard about the radio station from somebody who I knew that didn't speak Irish at all. So I went along and went in for my meeting. Hello, shook hands, sit down. Then the phone rings. Hello, hello. And it was a girl called Emma, and she went, "Oh, excuse me." She went, "Giadich Fail FM." Giadich is hello, by the way. And that's how we had to answer the phone. Giadich Fail FM. She went, "Giadich Fail FM. File, 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 file. File, file, file. Motherland, motherland. File, 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 file. Motherland, motherland. Oh, file, file, file." And I went, oh, shit. I can wing anything, right? I can even pretend I speak foreign languages, but I can't go on the actual radio and pretend I speak Irish when I don't. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh my giddy aunt, how do I get round that I can't speak Irish? And I was like, girl, I don't speak no mother tongue. Oh, frig, what am I going to do? So she came off the phone, started the interview, and in the back of my head I'm going, at some point she's going to get me to speak Irish, and I'm going to have to pretend that I can or something just to get this gig, because I really wanted it. So I then just said to her, because it was annoying me, and I just said to her, listen, just so that we know, I can't speak any Irish at all. And she's like, oh no, that's fine, that doesn't matter. She says, she was just speaking to someone that she knew in Irish, so that was fine. But I know Giadich, which is hello, Jade Meredith is a response, so you would say Giadich, and that's hello, and then somebody says back to you, Jade Meredith. Then I know how to say Pug Mahole. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it's something rude. And also, the Irish word for cheers is sláinte. So, if, say for example you were doing cheers, some people over here will say sláinte. So that's a little bit of Irish. And because my show went from 10 to midday, we had the times on the computer desk, so it was hilarious. I'll tell you some more stories from the radio station, because I literally didn't have a clue what I was doing, but it was great fun. But to shay a clug means it is 11 o'clock, because we used to say it is 11 o'clock in English, and then we had to say it in Irish, which was to shay a clug. It is 11 o'clock. Also in the radio station, on all the walls, they had all these signs that we were supposed to say words in Irish. Now listen, I'm dyslexic. I can't even read English, let alone Irish. Irish spelling words have like half an alphabet for the word the. And all these hyphens and everything, and we're like that there. It's a trip, honest to God. But it's great. So I'm trying to think of anything else that I can say. We've got beautiful scenery. We've got the mountains of Mourne, which are just gorgeous to look at. We also have so many historical buildings. If you just walk down the city centre of any major city throughout the UK or Ireland, you just look up and the architecture is phenomenal. So there's so many great things as why I love coming from Northern Ireland, because I can relate to lots of things that happen in the UK. I can relate so much to my Irish heritage, and it's a wonderful place to live. It can be a bit cold at times, and it can be very wet. We've just had floods, but all in all, it's a wonderful place to live. So I hope at some point you guys will venture over to sunny Belfast, Dublin, or wherever, and maybe we could meet up. So thanks again for all of your responses last week. They were great. Just to answer, I have had Botox, but I've had no other cosmetic surgery yet. But give it time. I might even get myself a little facelift. I would love loads of cosmetic surgery. You know, who wouldn't? And I'm trying to think of anything else that you've asked me. So any more questions, fire them down. I'll answer them. And even a nice video response or something would be great fun, because I'd love to see who I'm actually chatting to. My Facebook page, which is Marcus Hunter-Neill, is full to capacity, so I can't physically get any more on it. I'm at like 5,600 and whatever people on it. I've 2,000 odd people pending. So I've got the Lady Portia de Monte fan page, so I'm not on that as regularly, but I promise I'm going to start doing that. I'm on Twitter, which is Lady P and me. And that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I have really enjoyed telling you all about Belfast, Northern Ireland, the Great Britain, and everything else that I have shared with you today. So all it leaves for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Big up to the rest of the girls. I'm totally digging you. I'm so in love with you all. And I will see you this time next week. Take care, be good, and bye-bye. Mwah! Surprise! So I touched on it at the very start, but I'm aware that this was a very long video. I do have some rather funny stories about the Troubles, but funny in the sense that I got caught up in the middle of riots, and a couple of other little bits and bobs of living in a flashpoint area where they're all going nuts around you. So if you want to hear that, then send me a wee message and I'll make up another video. It's just I don't want this video to go on for an entire lifetime. So if you're interested in some funny riot stories, then by all means let me know and I will tell you them all. So I hope you enjoy this. Don't forget to tip a type. Let me know everything that you want me to chat about, what you think of the girls, what you think of me. I love you all and love the girls, and I will chat to you very soon. Bye! So, my darling babies, I've got the little PPS in this for so gorgeous Pedro. Pedro, this is for you. Bye bye!